All right, we are back at it on the Success Flow podcast, and today we are going to start a little mini series going to the Far East. We've been talking about this for a while. I love Japan, one of the coolest places I've ever been, and even with the flaws that each country has, just like the United States, they have such an awesome society that goes back, that's so intentional and so detailed on how they curate their lives, how they operate as a society, the expectations of each other as a community, and the history is amazing. So today we're going specifically into probably the most famed samurai, or definitely the most famed swordsman in Japanese history, whose name was Miyamoto Musashi. And I came across, I think I read the book probably 6 or 7 years ago. This is one of those topics that came from, like the podcast itself, as much as it pains me to admit, Joe Rogan. I got a lot out of that podcast and his material. And this is one of them, the Book of Five Rings. He mentioned it a number of times, so I picked it up. And it really is evergreen, not just to war or battle or Japan, but how to live a great life. So we're going to go through 21 rules that are just so evergreen. And this goes back to, Miyamoto was born in 1584. And these principles, as we talk through them, are just evergreen. It's like the Stoic philosophies, ancient wisdom that really doesn't get old. But I was going to give a little bit more of a background, but I know that you were vibing after we've been talking about this for a while. So what are your thoughts on Miyamoto
I think
Musashi?
it's awesome. This is a culture I know really nothing about. I mean, you've talked a lot about it and the mindset and the philosophies and the lifestyle that, Japanese samurais live. And I think it's great for our podcast. We've got a freaking bamboo shoot in our logo based on discipline and consistency, and bamboo's growing profusely over there. And so I've gotten some books, and you've given me some books. I've gotten some gifts and some books and things to learn. And I can't wait to leverage that to open my mind up selfishly, to leverage some of these principles and kick off the new year with, even though we're a couple weeks in, with this little mini series of sharing what you know and what I learn in our interpretations of it. And I think Musashi's 21 rules, reading them back and watching that, Jocko kind of went through them, that YouTube video that you sent, and just listening to them, it's like, man, it's so simple, but it's so difficult too at the same time. So I'm excited to go through them. We'll rattle them off one by one. There's 21 of them. You'll take the odd ones, I'll take the even ones, and kind of give some thoughts on it. But it's a neat share. I'm excited for this one, and I'm excited to kick off this little mini series.
Absolutely. And we've got, again, with that many rules, we've got a lot to cover. We'll keep it brief, but hopefully it gives the listeners something to dive into if it's of interest. Really quickly, a little bit more background about Miyamoto before we jump into these rules. He was born to a father that was an excellent martial artist, which got his start. But his first duel, he had over, I believe it was 60 recorded sword fights, and he was undefeated, never lost.
What?
And these are mostly fights to the death. And yeah, his first one was when he was 13.
I was just going to say, how old was he when he completed? Probably like by the time he was 18.
I don't know how old he was in the last one. The first one was 13 years old. So I think about where I was at 13, barely becoming competent to play organized sports, and this Japanese boy is in hand-to-hand death combat.
Yeah.
So his first fight was against a fully trained adult. This is not myth. This is fact. And he lived as a ronin. So samurais that had no longer allegiance to the emperor, because there was a time in civil war, they would be hired out or just go and fight duels by themselves. So more on that down the road, but he was an independent person. But over time, his focus shifted on winning duels to understanding psychology, strategy, discipline, and alignment with reality itself. So he really is a warrior poet, a warrior philosopher. And that's where we want to take this for the listeners to make it more applicable for today. So with that, let's jump into the rules. And number one is a perfect way to start for me, which was my theme of last year. And it was what's your relationship with reality, and specifically accept everything just the way it is. There's some familiarity to stoicism here, but accepting reality versus resisting it, not wishing things were a different way. A real grasp of these are the facts, this is my environment, and what am I going to do with it, and where do we waste energy wishing things were different?
That's a great one. Yep. I love that one. It's just take it what it is. Move on.
Amen.
All right. Number 2, do not seek pleasure for its own sake. Oh gosh. Short-term dopamine, man. Doom scrolling, alcohol, food, all of it. It's tough, but he's right. I mean, if you can master over the short-term pleasures and master the mindset over that, usually you tend to be pretty healthy and successful, and you can probably take down a full-grown man at 13.
The first two are just epic battles in themselves. I'm already feeling the resistance. Number 3, do not depend on a partial feeling. Now this one's, I think I needed to noodle on it a bit. And it's like, it builds off number 2, but mood driven decisions versus principle driven. So this is, are your emotions controlling you? Is the decision you're making due to fear, desire, anger? That's a partial decision. So we're trying to map to that massive transformative purpose that we talk about a lot. And I think that's what this one states, is getting back to that North Star and trying to have that rapid evaluation of this getting me closer to my goal or further away.
Number 4, think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. It's being humble. You're not bigger than any one person. Expressing humility and putting everything you have into others in the world. And I like that one. Ego reduction.
It's service, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we have to be looking out for us and taking care of the asset, but like it's the collective and the world over necessarily yourself. You're just a part of it. Love that one. Musashi was a Buddhist, which I think Zen has a lot of applicability, even if you white label it, don't think of it dogmatically as a religion, but this is a real heavy Buddhist principle, and that's be detached from desire your whole life long. Like, desire is distortion, what I want, when I want it, instant gratification, etc. There's a difference between clear intention and living a good life of principle and craving. And it's a great one to keep top of mind.
Number 6, this one's funny. So not funny, but it reminds me of the no regrets tattoo. Number 6, do not regret what you have done. I align with this one, man. I think being unapologetic yourself, I think you can feel bad for a mistake or something for maybe a moment or a period of time, but not letting it affect your way of life or how you navigate forward. You learn from your mistakes. And I think if you hurt yourself or hurt something or hurt someone or, and you're doing it unintentional, like, don't have regrets about that. Like, you made a mistake, you learn from it and you'll be better. But I like that one because it just holds you back. You're just living in the past.
This one you could tell is obviously a very Jocko one, but it also took me to Chase Hughes, which has been a big light bulb this year, that said one of the biggest keys is to be almost ridiculously like being radically forgiving of yourself and your past decisions, because at any point in time you can move forward. It's not pushing it down either, but you're not your past. And right. You can restart it right now, which, again, easier said than done.
Learning from your past, not living in it.
Amen. 7, pretty quick. Never be jealous. I think, I don't know, I'm relatively strong here. I won't say that for many of these, but
I'd agree.
Comparison's a mental poison. It's human nature, but it shows misaligned values. You're not living someone else's life. You're trying to live your own.
Yep. I agree. Number 8, never let yourself be saddened by a separation.
Ugh.
Yeah, that one can be tough, man, especially in death. Those are hard for sure, but I think time does heal all, but I think there's a compartmentalization piece to this. You've got to be able to just, okay, this happened, nothing I can do about it. And I've got to continue in the pursuit. And I've got other people that depend on me, so that one's tough. But also separation from, a business, you exit a business or a career or all of it, right? It's separation from something who had some sort of identity, or something that identified you in a way. And then all of a
This
sudden
one's
that
very
goes away.
Buddhist as well.
Yeah, it can go deep.
Impermanence is a key pillar. If there's one that I would push back on is, I don't know if you cannot let yourself be saddened. I think this could be taken a few different ways. Grieving's a thing. Feeling it is important, but I think the biggest lesson is it's temporary, and acknowledging that's the important thing. Yeah. Cool. Resentment and complaint are appropriate neither for yourself nor others. He's talking about energy leaking here, and it keeps you stuck in the past. It's again about letting go. This is drawing a line and letting bygones be bygones and moving toward the present and the future. I think it's pretty straightforward. The non-complaining challenge is something that we've talked about a lot, which is, I think we're relatively strong here, but complaining just does no darn good. It's about solutions.
Yep. Number 10, do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love.
Disagree with this one.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of decisions that I make because I love Kimberly that probably are good for both of us, but maybe not be. I mean, I can see the point in this one. It may not be the best interest for myself. Let's say, like, for example, we did it out of the whim. We booked a trip to Laguna, and it's not going to work because Jack's got a baseball tournament. We're not going to go anyway, but it actually works out okay because we're going to save probably, $2,000 for not going that weekend because it's like a real nice place we're going to go. But we made the decision on a whim out of love. Like, we just wanted to connect and be with each other and all that, which I don't think is a bad thing, but it also, in hindsight, it's like, it would have stretched us a little bit. So I think those, if we weren't guided by that, maybe we have a plan to do something else, and it'll be a little bit even better connection, at a, in a better position that we're in financially or whatever to do something, which is cool. But I think it was an emotional, quick decision. Like, we were like craving each other, and we wanted to like go do something, take a weekend. And now we've got multiple things out of not doing that one thing. We've got two other things planned for the same, kind of cost, if you will. So it worked out. But I mean, I think I could see that when you're early on, especially if you're not married or with somebody and you're kind of just chasing tail in a way, like that's.
Lust. Let's draw the line between lust and love.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. Lust, absolutely agree with you, Miyamoto. But this is when Miyamoto starts coming across to me as this robot samurai, which is cool, but it's not how I live my life. I don't think there's a bigger thing on this planet than love. That's me being woo-woo.
I think he could have stopped it at lust. Like, I think adding the or love piece is what got me a little confused too. But like I said, if you're on a path and the people you love aren't necessarily aligned with that path, doesn't mean that you don't love them, but it can or hinder some of the decisions that you need to make.
Number 11.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm
favorite number.
Oh, did I do? No, 11's you. You're odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying. 11, baby.
11.
And this is back to, I think, number 1. Similar, which may be by design. 11:1. In all things, have no preferences. We obviously have preferences. I'm not stating that we want to. The whole idea of having a massive transformative purpose is having a preference on how you want to live your life. But the message here is that flexibility is a weapon. If your preference isn't the direction that life has handled you or your current situation is showing you, you have to be able to pivot. In the words of your Oppo flow, the ability to pivot and having rigid preferences and only fitting into this box of what you like reduces adaptability.
Yeah. I think the distinction to point out is not no preferences as in indecisiveness. Like, I could go either way. It's not, I don't think that's what he's talking about. He's talking about no preferences. And I think there is a direction, right? And if it doesn't align with that direction, then it's, or I don't know. Or do you think he's saying, I'm okay with being whatever's thrown at, I have no emotional tie to anything. I have no preferences I don't know. What do you think?
That's the Buddhism piece. That's why I love philosophy so much. Is neither one of us are going to be right. We could pick this apart
Yeah.
for an entire afternoon. And
Because
it's
don't you find
what does
it
it mean to you,
right?
like listener? Like what do these? What's this bringing up in you?
Because anytime I ask my wife where she wants to go for dinner, she always has no preferences, and it's real annoying. It's like, where do you want to go? I don't care. Where do you want to go? All right.
That's the age old question.
Oh yeah. All right. 12. Be indifferent to where you live. I don't know. I mean, I like Arizona. I don't know if I would be okay living in the snow again. I did that for a year and a half. But I think it's just being inner versus external, right? It's I'm okay because I'm okay with wherever I am, like being okay with wherever you are, and that's kind of the point of this one.
And I think this comes from the time, right? Like you're talking about the time of Civil War. Think about how often these folks had to be on the move. If you get to this point where, I can only operate appropriately in life in this camp or in this area of Japan, like what's that going to do to your life?
Right.
So it's for the times, but I think you're spot on. You took it internally as opposed to physical geographical location.
Yeah.
Oh, 13's a tough one. I don't think Miyamoto Musashi had experienced pizza.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think this one.
Number 13 is do not pursue the taste of good food.
You can have healthy food that's good. I don't know.
Absolutely. And it's important, right? Food's so palatable these days. We beat it up on the podcast. I think it's actually borderline evil the way that our food's been packaged and made so salty, sweet, and palatable for and the effect it has on our health. And that's what he's getting at is you can't let that control you, because it's going to make you less resilient if you just succumb to your food and lower your energy levels. So
yeah, it's a tough one. I get what he's saying, but it's a tough one. All right. 14. Do not hold on to possessions you no longer need. This is I like this is the minimalist effect or ideology. I hold on to stuff, it's like still in my drawers, clothes, whatever. It's like, I don't need this stuff. Like hats. I got like 1,000 hats that I don't need. Right. But you go through your spring cleaning and you get rid of it. And hopefully you do that once a year or twice a year. I looked at this one also not as possessions and things, but more so and things that don't serve you, habits, things like that. That's kind of how I took this one.
It's embarrassing right now as I'm looking at my office.
Yeah.
You can't see it, listeners, but it's never like this. And let's just say we need to jump into number 14. We did a whole episode on this, by the way, back to the Maria Kondo episode. Your environment shapes everything. 15. Ooh. Speaking of Buddhism and society and religion, do not act following customary beliefs. Questioning inherited scripts that are given to us, which is, oh God, could go a whole episode on this one. Everything's a script. We've been scripted by our parents. Their ancestors scripted them. Society as a whole, our government, and whatever religion you may have been brought up in or not brought up in has scripted your life. Think for yourself is what this one is saying. Mm-hmm. Like what is coming through you to live a purposeful life and write that own script, not the customs of whatever you've been told to follow.
Yep. All right. 16. Do not collect weapons or practice with weapons beyond what is useful. Our gun enthusiast listeners may disagree with this one. But I get what he's saying. It's like why you don't need a full arsenal if you're not going to use them, but again, it's, I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on it. I don't have a ton of weapons. I got some baseball bats, things like that.
But Steven, think about your applications. They're your weapons.
Yeah.
Your the apps on your phone, your technology. Right. We got to modernize it. So I'm with you there.
He must have had the most incredible sword ever. He didn't need more than one.
Oh, he fought with two. He once won one of his battles with just an oar.
God, what an animal!
We have to throw this. We have to throw this in there real quick. I'll be quick. I promise. He was showing up to it was his best fight. No one thought he was going to win it, and he was intentionally late. He was on a boat going to meet this guy to fight. I don't know his name, but he was the best one he ever fought. No one thought he was going to win. He shows up, and the whole boat ride over, he is carving his oar of the boat into a sword. So he's late. He's hours late for this duel. He shows up, and the guy he is fighting is so mad He's so angry that he disrespected him by being late. He wound up beating him because of his rage with a wooden oar.
Oh my gosh.
And won the battle. Anyway, I had to throw that one
That's
in.
a good story. Could you, if he had 60 battles, like you said, like, do you know a third of them? Like, do you know
No
10 of them?
No, like that one's one of
that's the most popular?
that's one of the big ones. The first one's a big one, but it's really worth going down. Just
dude, it'd be badass if you
so
put together like a video, or if there is a video, there's got to be one of like a
There's actually a
reenactment
lot
of those epic fights.
I think because of Rogan, he's become pretty popular,
Yeah.
just like this episode. But
That's fun.
That's a perfect segue into 17.
Yeah.
60 battles. Don't fear death. Memento mori. We've talked about this. Keep your death top of mind. Life's impermanent. Another good thing to do. I think you can do it in ChatGPT now. I used an app once, but throw something in to an image generator that shows you at 80 years old, and keep that kind of present. Put it somewhere, because we're in 2026. These years are flying. Fearing death's getting you nowhere. It's part of life, and each day counts. These are cliches, but it is extremely important and a big pillar of my life.
All right. 18. Do not seek to possess either goods or fiefs for your old age.
A fief.
Is that like
a fiefdom? Is that property? A fief.
I think so. I was just trying to look it up. I don't know this word. So I looked it up.
Let's go here.
An estate of land, especially one held on condition,
property, or
a person's sphere of operation or control are the two definitions.
It's kind of imperialism, buy
more
so
here
property.
We go. It says, what does fief mean in Japan? In Japan, a fief is a granted land of a state. Yeah. Controlled by a powerful feudal lord, a daimyo, in exchange for military loyalty. Yeah. I didn't know that word either. But I think he's saying, like, for your old age, like, I don't know. I mean, what is it? Seeking property, seeking refuge. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't do that. Like, why wouldn't you want to protect yourself as you get older? To have, like,
I think the point is, it can't take it with you. Like, one of the notes that came up for me was like,
I see,
the security of illusion. Like, you accumulate more and it's going to protect you. Back to fear of death. But again, it's a paradox. Without stability and the wealth that we talk about planning, it's hard to bring all these other values into play.
Yeah.
Easy on your fiefs, listeners. All right. 19. I'll frame this one up by whatever your dogmatic position is. Miyamoto was, as we've covered, a Buddhist. So love this one because it's, quote unquote, it was respect the Buddha and the gods without counting on their help. Love this.
I love it too. Because
we have this a big portion of society that I was upraised in. It was like, give all your power to God, your higher power, Buddha, whoever it may be, and things will work out for you. Maybe we've seen countless examples where that hasn't been the case in the greater picture of this great mystery. So that last part of counting on their help, have a relationship with your higher power if you have one or choose to, but don't expect that that's going to solve all your problems. Take the ownership and use these principles to build a great life.
I love that second part too. Yeah. I mean, you've got to, no one's coming for you, no
self-reliance.
Yeah. You've got to figure it out. You got to you can't sit back and wait for someone to come save you. All right. 20. This one's one of my favorites too. You may abandon your own body, but you must preserve your honor. As soon as I read it, I thought legacy. This is everything you're trying to build. You're not going to be here forever, but how do you want to be remembered? And it's not publicly in the grand scheme of the whole planet. No one's going to know who you are 100 years from now, but your family tree, your legacy, the people around you, how are you going to remember? What's your honor? How did you act around them? Were you honorable human being? Or were you not? Were you selfish? Were you active service, or were you very, only focused on yourself, which I think is, is a part of the play to make sure you put the oxygen mask on, but that's only to give you the strength to make a positive impact on others. And so I think this is one of my favorites.
You see this is number 20 is about as samurai as it gets. And you see it, you've seen it in media, most likely, listeners, the samurai that has come to a point of defeat or has pushed to the point where the war is over. It can't be won. The self execution of the sword through the stomach, that it was also in ancient Greece and Rome. It was the most honorable way to go out because they're abandoning their body, but they're not going to be dishonored by succumbing to their principles or values. As samurai as it gets, and I don't know. I can't imagine doing that.
Yeah.
I thought about it a little too much because it's a miserable way to die, stabbing yourself in the stomach. There are faster ways, but I'm with you, man. It's integrity over comfort.
Yeah.
And anyway, love that one.
Home stretch.
It's your number. We're gonna break the rules. It's your number.
21. That is my number. That's my angel number.
I'm gonna have to let you close this out with this one that we both agree. It's just too perfect that there were 21 rules. And
yeah, 21. It's a great one. This is definitely something that it's a hot topic, and one of the main reasons why we started this podcast originally was to define our path and to remain on it. And that's exactly what 21 is never stray from the way. It's such a powerful statement. Like, define your path, figure out what that looks like, and then stay on it. And even if you drift, get back. Don't stray too far. And you have to put in a lot of work, and a lot of work into making that discipline a reality. But I'm not surprised that this is on this list. It's such a great statement. I almost want to get it tattooed on my chest now, and just as a reminder to just always remain on the path, never stray from the way. I think that's a great one to close out with.
That's a mic drop. I got nothing to add to that, except check out Miyamoto Musashi if you want to dip your toe. Jump on YouTube. Maybe we'll try to link something in the show notes. But if you really want to go in, read the Book of Five Rings. That could be a whole different topic. It divides life into 5 categories, kind of like most professional or personal development influencers do, but Miyamoto had it down to the elements, and it's a great read. So thanks for hanging with us. If you listen to all 21, you're an awesome listener. We're going to keep this thing going a little bit, build off of it to start 2026, and we look forward to seeing you next week.